am working on the next tab in the project, and I've already covered one side with paper, and now I'm just going to cover the other side. And because the design of this tab was fairly simple, I decided it would probably just be easier to cover the paper with adhesive and use my craft knife to cut it out, which is what I did, and it worked out really well. It was actually quite an easy tab. So now I'm just sanding the edges, and I'm going to do my title in the Making Memories Tiny Alphas. And here I have punched out another detail from another photo, and I mounted it on a Scenic Route scallop circle, and now I'm adding a ribbon accent. Just like before, I'm just running a line of glue and wrapping the ribbon all the way around the book. And I just use the ruler to make sure I put the glue in a straight line, because I'm not very good with straight lines, but it's not necessary. I'm just trimming the ribbon and gluing it down. And I'm rubbing up the extra glue that's showing at the bottom of the ribbon. So now I'm putting some foam tape on the back of the circle, since I decided I wanted it to have more dimension than it originally did when it was just going to be glued right down on the ribbon. And I'm going to put a photo on the back, and I'm going to use dimensional adhesive for that photo as well. And what I'm just doing is seeing where the photo will be and putting it adhesive on either side of the ribbon, because the ribbon is quite thick. And so I didn't want any of the dimensional adhesive to go on top of the ribbon, because it would make a bump. So now I'm just going to put adhesive on the back of the photo. I'm gluing down the photo. It's a great shot of a flamingo there. And I'm just adding a glue dot to this photo mat because I wanted to add another ribbon accent. Just tied a little bow. And again, like the other sections, I have added these photo pages to this section. And also, like other sections, I am writing notes on these label stickers, which are from the Scenic Route Grafton collection. And I am putting them directly on the photos themselves. Just my little notes about these photos. Anything that's not covered in the journaling that I do for the section. And if you saw the Page Kit video, you remember me adding these labels to the snorkel collection. So you can see how I use different manufacturers and lines with each other. Okay, so I'm now doing the last tab in the book. And I am just going to trace this one because it does have a flourish on it, and I had trouble with the craft knife and those fancier shaped ones. And I did trim it and glue it down, and there were just a couple of little areas that needed to be neatened up with the craft knife, and I did that, and then I sanded it, and just adding the paper to the back. This is the most subtle paper I've used in the book so far. It has some dots in it that are kind of a swampy green, and these pictures are actually of a swampy area, so I kind of liked the more muted tones. The title for this tab is done in Making Memories Tiny Alphas, and it's Creepy Crawly. It's all different crocodiles and things. Now, this tab or journaling spot in my hand is actually from my mind's eye. There wasn't anything on the Cosmo Cricut pad that really caught my eye for this particular section. So, this is a my mind's eye journaling spot that I just had laying around. I'm going to add it. And then I wanted to brighten this page up a little bit, so I'm adding this sun from the Ready Set Chip pack. And also, I'm going to use one of the little smiley faces from that pack to put a smiley face on the sun, just as soon as I sand down the tags from where I punched it out of the die cut sheet. And again, I am adding notes to some of the photos with these label stickers. Just to give a little bit more information to anyone who's looking through the book. And then again, one of the 5x7 photos, I covered the back in journaling paper so that there will be plenty of room for me to journal. When I'm doing my journaling, I like to think of what I would say to someone who was sitting next to me looking through the book. And then I try to write that so that they have all the information if I'm not there looking at it. Now I'm just working on the back cover. It's just going to be blue just like the front cover. It's the same Making Memories seafoam blue. And I'm just going to cover it all with clear embossing powder. This one isn't going to have the white accents. Other it will have the white streaks from where I scorch the clear embossing enamel. But it's not going to have white embossing enamel on it. And again, clear embossing enamel does not normally make these white streaks. I'm deliberately overheating the enamel and scorching it a little to give those white streaks because I actually wanted them for the look of my project. But normally it is actually clear. And again, I just kind of wanted a distressed, wet concrete look, which is why I have kind of scorched the embossing enamel a little bit. There you can see the reflection from the lamp and you can see how shiny it is. So now I'm just going to finish off the back cover with some additional memorabilia. At the top of the screen there you see another piece from the map that they gave us at the park. And I'm going to mount that little piece on some white or some black cardstock and some blue cardstock. And I'm going to put black gems. Also at the top of the screen you can see where I took individual black gems and put them on mini glue dots like I did with the blue gems. And I'm going to add that to the back. You're not going to in the next video I'm going to show you the entire album.